Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
Good morning, 9:03. That's the time on this 18th day of July. CJ Nasello, it's our daily show right here on RiverBender.com, Roku TV. Anywhere, everywhere you get this show. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me. 100,000 plus each and every month, and always appreciate your insights. We got a great show for all of you today. Going to be chatting up in just a few minutes with the Mayor of Alton, David Goins, and Park and Recreation Director Mike Haynes, as we're discussing the really reaction from the Sinkhole press conference and just that situation going forward. So many of you have weighed in on RiverBender.com online, and we hope to just get a little bit more insight as we keep navigating that difficult maze. Then around 10:30, we're going to be talking to Sydney Sinks for Blog Talk. It's pretty exciting. She's I actually forgot what she's doing. I think plants. I believe plants. No, she's reading. She's reading this time. She's a book reader. She's going to fill us in. She's probably upstairs just shaking her head. She's upstairs, going to be coming from upstairs and filling us in on her new hobby, which is reading. And I'll be honest with you, I got a secret to share with Sydney about some reading later on down the pipeline. Hey, right now, as we have it at 9:04, here's what's happening around the River Bend. Make sure you sign up for your daily email update where you'll never miss out. You can join myself and 70,000 people that are in the know each and every day, plus Saturdays with Around the River Bend, the daily email update. We'll take you to Alton first. Terry, and just a tragic news story. Terry and Carolyn Dooley, esteemed members of our community, tragically passed away in a flash flooding incident in Jersey County. The couple, both in their 80s, have been married for over 60 years. Terry, a banker, and Carolyn, a teacher at St. Mary's, were deeply involved in various community activities. Father Christopher Ewell of St. Mary's Catholic Church highlighted their unwavering support. Carolyn, referred to as the Queen of Henry Street, lovingly, contributed significantly to the Haskell Foundation, while Terry was a long-standing Finance Council member. Their kindness, community spirit, and dedication will be deeply missed by this entire community. Also in the news today, the Granite City Police Department responded to a report of shots fired at the Burger King on 3406 Namioki Road on July the 16th around 6:13 p.m. Here's the latest. Officers spoke with the victim and several witnesses who clarified that the suspects were involved in a road rage incident. The suspect pursued the victim into the Burger King parking lot and fired a gun at least once at the victim's vehicle. Fortunately, no one was injured. The suspect fled the scene, and the case is currently under investigation. Authorities believe this is an isolated incident with no immediate danger of reoccurrence. We'll keep you posted as more details emerge. A new business is opening in downtown Alton. Owner Lisa Brown promises elegantly classy vibes at her new restaurant and event space, the Renaissance X, in downtown Alton. The grand opening is set for this Friday from 6 p.m. until 1 a.m. at 401 Piasaw Street, the former site of the Lovejoy. The venue will offer Sunday jazz brunches, craft cocktails, sports, and more. Opening night will feature music by Just in Time, a local DJ, vendors, and food trucks. Brown, who grew up in Alton, is thrilled to bring this upscale dining and drinking experience to her hometown, aiming to attract a mature clientele. The kitchen will open in a few weeks with bar fare and catered meals, while a bartender from Chicago will be serving up some fabulous drinks. The Renaissance X also plans to host several events throughout the fall. For more information and details, you can visit their official Facebook page. Also in the news today, as a powerful storm battered the Riverbend, first responders and 911 dispatchers in Jersey County showcased extraordinary heroism and professionalism. A 70-year-old man was rescued from his car trapped in flash floodwaters near Mill Creek, thanks to the quick actions of dispatchers and responders. Sadly, an elderly couple from right here in the city of Alton lost their lives despite valiant rescue efforts. Sheriff Nick Manns expressed his deep gratitude to the selfless teams from multiple agencies, highlighting that vital role of the Jersey County 911 dispatchers who managed a flood of emergency calls and coordinated resources under these very challenging conditions. Their common guidance saved lives amid the chaos just a few days ago. Also, in the news today, Madison County Chief Deputy Sheriff Marcus Polito announced that 17-year-old Ann Geisler from Godfrey, who had been reported missing, has been located safe and sound. Geisler, who stands 5'3", was last seen at 8:10 on Saturday wearing a black Nirvana shirt. While no further details were provided about the circumstances of her disappearance or how she was found, the news brings immediate relief to her family and the community who had been anxiously awaiting her return. In local sports, Dan Carter has stepped down as head softball coach at Alton High School after an illustrious 24-year career. Under his leadership, the Redbirds have achieved a record of 474 and 326 and won 2 IHSA regional championships. Despite a challenging 2024 season, finishing 10-14 and losing to Belleville West in the Class 4A regional, his impact on the program remains significant. Carter will continue to coach girls volleyball and softball at Alton Middle School. Alton High will begin the search for a new head coach this fall, aiming to have a new leader in place to shape the future of Redbird softball. Up in our Ed Glenn coverage area, the Fairview Heights Police Department recently welcomed 3 new officers to its ranks during a swearing-in ceremony held at City Hall on Tuesday night. Jacob Marino, Tanner Sandifer, and Lauren Fisher took the oath of office in front of their families, friends, and their colleagues. Marino, returning to his hometown from North Carolina, and Sandifer from Missouri will both begin field training immediately. Fisher, who has been a civil police aide for the past year, will start the police academy next month. The department expressed their gratitude for the new additions, believing they will uphold their mission to protect the community with vigilance and serve with honor. Back to Edwardsville, the Edwardsville City Council has approved a $317,210 culvert replacement project on Willow Creek Drive. Here's what we know. The project, managed by Crawford Murphy and Tilley, Inc., involves the evaluation, design, and preparation of bid documents to replace failing culverts near Gerber Road. Alderwoman Warren emphasized the need for repairs, while Alderman Patton noted the several other culverts in the area also require attention, potentially costing millions. The project will be funded through the Capital Improvement Program. This is the second major agreement with CMT this week, following a $1.8 million contract for water replacement plant improvements. The Metro East experienced significant disparities in rainfall totals on Tuesday, with amounts varying drastically across different locations. The Melville-Price Lock and Dam recorded 2.4 inches, while St. Libory and Shiloh in St. Clair County saw totals of 5.38 and 6.8 inches, respectively. The highest recorded rainfall was just outside of Grafton at 7 inches of rain. Belleville, Chester, and Salem reported 4.9, 2.47, and 2.2 inches of rain, respectively. Meteorologist Jim Sessing attributed these differences to localized rain-producing thunderstorms. Looking ahead, cooler temperatures with highs in the 80s and lows in the 60s are expected for the weekend, providing a little bit of a welcome reprieve for regional residents. Let's take a look at weather. 9:11 is the time on this Thursday morning. It's 69 degrees in downtown Alton, but let's look at the detailed weather forecast as it sits. Humidity is at 73%, and right now it feels like 74 degrees outside in the 618. Today, mostly sunny and not as warm with lower humidity. The start of a stretch of comfortable weather. Tonight, clear and cool. Good weather for some good sleeping. That's the note from the weather desk. Here's your air quality forecast. Air quality ranked at good at 36 today. Grass is low, mold low, ragweed low, tree levels are low, and the UV index is ranked at high, which is unusual. So going outside, slap some sunscreen on and call it a good old day. Temperatures reach 78 degrees today. How about that? They dropped down to 58 overnight as we head into Friday. On Friday, another high of 78 degrees, a low of 58, and on Saturday, a high of only 82, a low of 62. On Sunday, a 43% chance of rain, a high of 85, a low of 63 degrees, and on Monday, a 40% chance of rain, a high of 82, a low of 65. That's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend and your weather for time and temperature throughout the day. 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, Return Home. Hey, Oliver, you know, the musical, coming to Alton Little Theater August 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 8th, and 9th, 10th, and the 11th. Now, this is a great show. This is by Lionel Bard, of course, the famous Oliver, directed by Kevin Frakes here locally at Alton Little Theater, and produced with permission from Music Theater International. This is the full kit and caboodle Oliver show, and tickets are already selling very, very fast. There are so many individuals a part of this production. We're going to be talking to a few of them next week with the cast and the crew as they're preparing in just a couple of weeks away from the start of the 91st season of Alton Little Theater. You know, really just being a landmark. Right now, you can get season tickets for just $80 for all those shows. You know what $80 gets you in St. Louis? A half a parking spot. Get you a season ticket of great performances from some of the best performers in our region. You know what I think's cool? The fact that at Alton Little Theater, you'll see folks that have performed on the Muni stages, on some of the bigger St. Louis regional stages, and then they still make time to come right over here to Alton and give us some of that escape for a couple of hours that we need, especially right now, given the landscape. All you need to do to get your tickets for Oliver on evenings, August 2nd, 3rd, 8th, and 9th, those evening shows at 7 p.m., plus matinees, August 4th, 10th, and 11th at 2 p.m., adults $25, youth 18, or get season tickets for $80 and save bigly. You can call 618-462-3205. That's 618-462-3205, or visit altonlittletheater.org and get those tickets today. Before we take a quick break, let's look and see how downtown Alton's looking today. And we'll come back with more of our daily show right after this on Riverbender.
And you know it will.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
In the heart-pounding moments of the game, every move counts, just like in chiropractic care. Dr. Andrew Dykman of Rosewood Chiropractic champions this belief, supporting our teams in every drive and supporting his patients for nearly 20 years, offering affordable, compassionate, all-natural wellness care. Call 618-259-2676 or visit rosewoodchiropractic.com today. Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Well, it's all right, even if they say you're wrong. Well, it's all right. Sometimes you gotta be strong. Well, it's all right, as long as you got somewhere to lay. Well, it's all right. Every day is Judgment Day.
Welcome back, 9:19. A little bit of change on this Thursday morning.
Somewhere down the road away.
We're getting ready to start our conversation with the Mayor of Alton, David Goins, and Park and Recreation Director Mike Haynes, as we're discussing just the follow-up from the press conference regarding that giant sinkhole at Gordon F. Moore Community Park and their thoughts going forward. Well, while I have you and we're getting ready to start that conversation, there was a couple of things that I kind of stumbled into, and, I had to share it with you because, we always, what was it, 20 years ago, everyone had carpal tunnel and they all needed like a bunch of Bengay to type in their computer. Well, listen to this, okay? So this was from OSF, and this was a wonderful story. So many of us have found ourselves so immersed in social media platforms or, even a project for work that we do this. Ready? Ready? We're all going to do what we do together. This. You see what my neck's doing? We're huddled up over screens for hours on end, and that looking down is having a serious impact on our bodies. Now, John Carpenter, MD, is a trained family medicine physician and managing hospital director for OSF Healthcare, says a condition known as tech neck is caused by stressing muscles while we look down at our phones or computers for long periods of time. It includes strain of neck muscles that sometimes can cause spasms that come from poor posture, and repetitive trauma to the upper spinal muscles and the trapezius muscles. So you can have pain in your upper back, your lower back, neck, severe headaches, and some nausea can be included in that. In some cases, it can cause nerve impingement that can send shooting pains down your arm, and I think I might have tech neck. Because of the severity of symptoms that can occur, the doctors have referred to tech neck as the new carpal tunnel, which affects the muscles in your wrists and arms. Well, it's the carpal tunnel of this era. The damage and nerve pain can be equally debilitating. And now this repetitive strain on bones, nerves, and muscles caused by looking down at a phone or laptop, for example, can cause joint inflammation, arthritis, and even herniated discs. Pinched nerves are common as well. Here's what Dr. Carpenter has to say. You can have some nerve impingement because of the pressure on your spine where the nerves are exiting from the spinal cord or vertebral bodies. In addition, as some of the muscles tighten, you can sometimes get impingement just from the irritation and tightness of those muscles on the nerves, Dr. Carpenter explained. Now, all ages can be affected by this, which is what I find actually fascinating when I, read it. And the condition is impacting all ages, and symptoms are different for each person, but parents need to take special care of how long your child is looking down at that phone screen. I get it. It gives you peace and quiet for 3 hours, but is it worth it in the long run? Well, Dr. Carpenter's pointing out that they are seeing it as young as 4 or 5 years old. Here's what he has to say. We see it as young as 4 or 5 years of age with using mobile devices all the way up to the elderly. You know it affects all of us working in healthcare, especially as we spend more time in front of a computer with poor posture. Some people can't avoid spending a long time on screens, but Dr. Carpenter suggests that having a good lumbar support and making sure your neck is relaxed as for treatment, he recommends staying away from prescription muscle relaxers or pain medication. Here's what he has to say. Safe modalities of treatment include things like physical therapy for trigger point injections, strengthening some of those muscles, correcting your posture. Honestly, doing things as simple as getting up and moving every 15 to 30 minutes could help. If you do have to be in a position with poor posture so that your muscles can relax. Could a massage help? What about using a TENS device for muscle simulation? Dr. Carpenter says those approaches will work for less severe cases, but if you're experiencing regular or even intense pain, he suggests that you reach out to your medical provider. I saw that, though, and I thought, how interesting, especially because, we always, 20 years ago, carpal tunnel. Now it's tech neck. That's wild, man. We're starting to evolve here in society. Tech neck, sweeping the airwaves. Hey, on this date in history, July the 18th marks a significant moment in World War II history. On this date, the Allies launched Operation Cobra, a major offensive that led to the liberation of France from Nazi occupation. The operation's success played a crucial role in the eventful defeat of Germany and the restoration of peace in Europe. Here locally, turning to the St. Louis area, the Great Flood of 1993 reached its peak around July, including July 18th, mid-July. The catastrophic event, just around mid-July, we don't have the specific date. The catastrophic event saw the Mississippi and Missouri rivers overflow. It caused widespread devastation in the region. The flood remains one of the costliest and most significant natural disasters in U.S. history, leading to the improved flood management practices. In the realm of science, on July 18th, stands out for the discovery of the W and Z bosons at CERN. This subatomic particle are fundamental in the standard model of particle physics, and their discovery was a triumph in understanding the forces that govern the universe, earning Carlo Rubia and Simon van der Meer the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1984. On the technological front, Intel Corporation was founded on this date in 1968. This American multinational corporation revolutionized the tech industry with its development of microprocessors, which are the brains behind most electronic devices today. Intel's innovation has transformed computing and communication, shaping the modern digital era. I just don't... Okay. And that's what happened on this date in history. We were talking, and I don't know if you guys heard this on the show a couple of days ago. And by the way, thank you all that watched the replay, the premiere truly of the Cat Daddy retirement show. We had so much fun doing it, and so many people were a part of this this celebration. If you have a chance, go view it at RiverBender.com/video. A quick break, and we come back with the Mayor of Alton, David Goins, and Park and Recreation Director Mike Haynes after a brief pause right here on RiverBender.com and on Roku TV.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
In the heart-pounding moments of the game, every move counts, just like in chiropractic care. Dr. Andrew Dykman of Rosewood Chiropractic champions this belief, supporting our teams in every drive and supporting his patients for nearly 20 years, offering affordable, compassionate, all-natural wellness care. Call 618-259-2676 or visit rosewoodchiropractic.com today. Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ. I love it, man. Welcome back. 9:30 on the nose in downtown Alton on this 18th day of July. The mayor of Alton, David Goins, joins me in studio with the Park and Recreation Director, Michael Haynes. Gentlemen, how are we doing this morning?
Doing well. Okay. CJ, thanks for having us.
Well, you know, I'm sorry, it's like 180 degrees in the studio today. I got down here and went, man, where'd the outside coolness go?
Normally basements are cool. I was like,
honestly, I wore a suit jacket one day down here, and I went never again, you know?
It's actually cool outside this morning, but then we come in here and it's hot. Come on, man.
What's the deal?
It's the reverse of raging rivers. It's only hot when it's cool, you know? As we get settled in here, we just saw the press conference on Tuesday where you guys were reacting and giving some answers to the sinkhole that occurred at Gordon F. Moore Community Park. And right off the bat, before we get into the meat of the conversation, what's your reaction, Mayor, to just the press conference and some of the questions you heard?
Well, we were well prepared for the press conference. Many of the media outlets sent their questions in advance, and so we were able to prepare and kind of formulate a kind of a script to answer a lot of the questions as they, as I spoke in my opening statements. And so, therefore, it seemed like a lot of the questions that they were given weren't asked. And so they started just coming up with questions, which is that's normal. So, but I think it was good, and I credit Bianca Jackson for prepping me and getting me ready and just doing all the legwork in advance just to be able to get that. And even with the weather, how crazy it was, and then because we wanted to have it out at Gordon Moore, and then we had to switch it up kind of on the fly.
It was. You guys did a great job with that, seriously, to get that really back on the air within a matter of, what, an hour or two?
Yeah. We made the decision around 9 o'clock, to because it didn't look like it was going to clear up. I thought it might clear up by 10, but then just the rain just kept coming, and I thought, we better go ahead and make that call. So we made the call.
And, Park and Rec Director Haynes, what's your thought just on the press conference?
Yeah, I mean, it was good. I know that, a lot of people in the community were a little frustrated with because there was no information. They hadn't got a lot of information, but, neither had we, to be honest with you. It's something that happened out of our control, and with the nature of it, it takes investigating and by professionals that aren't us, necessarily. So we're waiting on words from others to tell us kind of the roadmap of what's happening and where we're going to go from here. So it was nice to get out there, and the CEO of New Frontier joined in, which was great.
That was huge. That was huge.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
For him to come in, from Alabama.
Yeah. Well, and you guys just made a great point, because, in the new age of media, where anything can be taken as a conspiracy, if you turn on any Big Four television like Fox or CNN or MSNBC, down here locally, I think that's a good point, is you guys were learning just as we were with some of the developments that were happening. And do you care to touch on that a little bit? How quickly were some of the information kind of rolling out? Did it take quite a few days to truly find out what caused the event and what was going to happen going forward?
Well, that's really still ongoing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, the information is that there was a mine subsidence and it caused a sinkhole. And basically that was all, because they're still underground testing, doing things, we just know that there was a mine subsidence, and then there was a sinkhole.
Yeah, and then they gave us a day or two afterwards, they gave us an overhead of where they were working, and what MSHA was looking at. Mm-hmm. Kind of the K order is what they called it.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of all we knew. Yeah. Like, this is where they're testing and all that.
And they were drilling basically just to test the density of the rock underneath, to ensure that it was dense enough. And that's what's ongoing, is drilling underneath just to test the what they call like the rock shelf. Mm-hmm. That is the rock ceiling is to make sure that the area going away from the sinkhole, that whole area is secure in that excuse me, in that K order.
Well, and Mayor, while just on top of that too, we've seen drone photos of the sinkhole a couple of days after, with all of the rain that we've gotten in this area. People keep going, oh, it's getting bigger, it's getting bigger. As at this point in time, do we know if it's truly getting bigger, or is it just getting wider because of the dirt kind of funneling in?
That's the whole thing of gravity. It's getting wider, as Justin Kleinsmith said in the press conference. They call it sloughing.
Okay.
And sloughing is just that gravity as it expands, and it's what actually the ground is it's like it's searching for that solid base where it can just simply just stop. So it's getting wider at the top, but it's not getting deep. It's not getting deeper at all.
That's what I was curious about to know. And now also in the press conference, we heard a little bit about an ancient cave as being part of the reasoning for the subsidence event. Is that the case? Did I hear that correctly?
Well, that's a preliminary evaluation by MSHA. And so we shared it because it was shared with us. Mm-hmm. So that's why. And so that's something that I know that Frontier Materials will follow up with MSHA about.
Really interesting, because I and that's what I was kind of curious about, was where they perceive this cave to potentially be and just what we're going to hear going forward. Director Haynes, do you have any thoughts to follow up with that?
No, it's just like he said. Senator Baczynski's office has been in touch with MSHA, and I think that's kind of some of the information they passed along to her office. So I don't think it's there's not like an actual report out or anything.
Right.
It was maybe like this is maybe what happened here. This is what we're looking at.
Gotcha.
Yeah, preliminary.
Yeah.
I get it now.
They don't know for sure anything yet.
Because their final review is still, we're still waiting. We're still waiting because they're doing all the drilling just to secure that area that's under the K order.
And now, Mayor Goins, what's it mean to you to know that you have, like Park and Rec Director Haynes just said, Congresswoman Baczynski, and so many, individuals at state, local, and federal levels in terms of public office and beyond that are willing to support and raise awareness for this. What's it mean to you?
Oh, it means a lot. We have had support from the Office of the Governor. I've had a chance to speak with the governor personally about this incident, and staff from his office, and also from Congresswoman Baczynski. Spoke with her personally, and then she should provide her support staff, and also State Representative Amy Ellick and State Senator Erica Harris have lent their support to this, and it's just been a collaboration. It's just been a team effort. There's been no Lone Rangers. There's been no just no isolation. We've all have worked together collaboratively. Our Mike has been outstanding. Jesse, our fire chief, just everybody involved. It's definitely been a team effort.
Well, and on top of that too, touching on just the park staff a little bit, I'm sure the event has had quite a toll on your staff, Mike, and just the staff around the city, Mayor, in general. Plus, the entities that are at Gordon Moore Park with, the Irish Soccer Club that I coach, Marquette Catholic utilizes the fields, the River Dragons, the golf course. Is there anything that's being discussed right now to kind of help those organizations with some of the impact that they've received financially from this, and just your thoughts on that going forward?
Well, there's been a lot of discussion, and I think Mike can even touch on it better because he's in more direct contact with those individuals. But we, as a city, have always stated up front that we want to lend our hand and provide assistance and direction, or whatever, however we can within the scope of our authority. And so we want to help, and if we can help, we want to direct them to the right people to help, because just like the Central Illinois Cougars football team, the coach called me and said, hey, I potentially have a playoff game. So I said, hey, give me a date. When your playoff game is? And he gave me a date, and I said, well, here. And so I got his information, and I forwarded it to the school superintendent with the possibility of maybe able to play at West Elementary, public school stadium. And so that's kind of an example of how my office has been able to help and with that, and I'm sure that Michael has done a lot of that as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much what we've been honed in on for the most part, is helping all of the user groups, like you mentioned out. And we certainly everyone that uses that park is our top priority, and we're going to make sure that they have our support through everything. I know that it's been hard on, especially the two you mentioned with Lisa's there, the golf course and the River Dragons.
Yeah.
But no, they're not going to be left out to dry, and we're going to do everything we can to to support them. And it's still very early. We're still in the stages of finding out what's going on, what happened, and when we're going to be able to use the facilities again. There's going to be a process to it, so we'll see.
Well, and on top of that too, as citizens of the Riverbend, not even just Alton, but anyone that utilizes Gordon Moore Park and going forward, how can the public provide maybe feedback or anything that we could do as a community to kind of maybe help you in this process in some way, shape, or form if possible?
Well, the best support, I think, and Mike, correct me if I'm wrong, is patience.
Yep. Yeah.
If the community would patience and just to kind of convey to them that we are doing our best to make sure, because safety is our number one priority, the safety of our residents and our cities. And just like the question that was asked in the press conference about the potential once the park opened about lower attendance because people are afraid to come back to the park. I mean, there's a lot of work that will still have to be done, and especially to ensure the public, once we open the park, we will be able to assure the public, we can't say this will never happen again, but that would be stupid.
Right.
But we want to be able to say to the people that this is that when this park opens, we have assured through working with MSHA and New Frontier Materials and the city of Alton that this park is safe.
Absolutely. Do you guys have about 5 more minutes to stick around with me if it's okay?
Yeah.
We'll take a quick pause here just because we got to reset a little bit, make sure our sponsors are thanked for providing their support for this local show. We'll take a quick pause, but our conversation with Mayor David Goins and Park and Recreation Director Mike Haynes continue right after this on RiverBender.com. It's on Roku TV.
Get paid to go solar. We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
I had an amazing experience with Dr. Haug and her team. I came here when I was 10 years old to get my braces on. Now I'm 28 years old, braces off, and I get so many compliments on my smile. It's helped me thrive in my career as a news reporter, and also as Miss Missouri USA, I took the stage with confidence, knowing my smile was gonna make me look like $1 million. I've never felt better and more confident because of my smile.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready? Future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
No matter the season, Played Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Played Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
No. Sorry, guys. You heard a little bit of an extended music break, but 24 Roses by Shenandoah is a pretty good song. You know, I think that was one you can listen to for a while. Yeah, 24 Roses, you know. Well, as we're coming back in and just having this conversation, I mean, number one, you can't really prepare for an event like this. I mean, we all know that flooding happens in this region, but when can you mark on your bingo card a sinkhole that's going to be, 100 feet wide is going to entrap, Gordon Moore Park soccer fields? Could you have at all prepared for this?
That's like winning the lottery.
Yeah, exactly.
Playing the lottery. Well, what's the chances that you're going to get all those numbers and win whatever the pot is?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's no. I mean, I got that phone call, and it takes you somewhere you've never been, obviously. And it just turns into it's crisis management.
Yeah.
Is what it is. I mean, it's like when a natural disaster or something happens, you're not expecting it, but then you have to deal with it on the fly.
Yeah.
Without much information.
It's like an earthquake. You can kind of prepare for a hurricane. You can semi-prepare for a tornado, flooding. But an earthquake is one of those. You just sit there all of a sudden, boom, and next thing you know, the ground opens. Just like this is like a mini earthquake,
Well, it was, and whenever we're just talking about going forward, the next steps on the rung of the ladder, which I'm sure are still trying to be cleared right now, and just trying to see what is that next step. Is it best for the residents, anyone that's concerned about the sinkhole, for news agencies alike, to just stay up to date on your guys' Facebook page, the City of Alton website? What's the best way to get this information?
Most of the time, it's through press releases, but we also can utilize our Facebook page and our website. But we will, as soon as new information comes available, we will be releasing it.
Certainly, if anything changes regarding the status of the park, we'll make sure to get it out there on our Facebook page.
There was something in a recent a local publication that Mayor, if you're here, if possible, I'd like for you to clarify that stated that the consultant for the City of Alton during this situation with the sinkhole is also the same consultant in PR, the same PR firm that the mine company uses, New Frontier Materials. Could you kind of clarify that? Is that the case?
And could you repeat that one more time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So in a recent publication, the local newspaper said that the PR firm for Frontier Materials is the primary consultant on the City of Alton's PR messages regarding this situation with the sinkhole. Is that true?
It's not a primary consultant. It is their PR person working in concert with our PR person, who is Bianca Jackson.
Okay.
And so they coordinate to put together the pertinent information that needs to be released. It's not that we're consulting with them. That's just the way it is. Whenever there's an event like this, you need a public spokesperson. You don't need everybody speaking to it. You just need one person. Right. It needs just to come from one source. And New Frontier Materials is acting the same way. It needs to come from one source, and they coordinate. And it's not a consulting. It is they're bouncing off of one another, and they're working in tandem and in concert together to make sure that we're all saying the same thing, and that just totally makes sense. And so it's not that we're consulting with them. It's a teamwork process.
Yes, and I wanted to clarify that because the way it was written, in my opinion, I don't think it was very slanted and just kind of the statement that they gave. And really appreciate you clarifying that, just for the audience, going forward.
Yeah, it made us think that we're just sitting back and just waiting for them to tell us what to do and tell us what to say, and that is totally untrue.
Absolutely. Thank you for clarifying that, Mayor Goins. And Director Haynes, going forward, for folks that are ready to go watch the River Dragons at Gordon Moore Park again, for the folks that are ready to tee off and hit the highway on, the first or second tee out there at Spencer T. Olin. And Mayor, your thoughts as well. Can you maybe estimate, are we looking to, since the start of the school year, maybe September, October? Or are we not even in that ballpark yet to even predict a day?
We don't know, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I wish as much as anybody that we had that we could make plans with a timeline, but we're just kind of preparing for any date right now.
Yeah. You know what? I wish we could have opened the park the day it happened and say, it's okay. But obviously you couldn't. And I would like to open the park like yesterday. I think I said that in the press conference, or I told somebody that. It's like this sinkhole is like a big rock that hit a pond, and just a ripple effect has just come in, and it just rippled out. And it is just, I feel for the River Dragons and Spencer T and just all the people that use the park. We just put in brand new pickleball courts, and now, they can't be utilized. And so it's a process. And if you give somebody some information, it's going to open in 2 weeks or in 3 weeks, and then it's not open, then they'll just come at you. We're going to be very, very using abundance of caution just to make sure that we don't say something that we cannot back up or support.
Two final questions for you, and thank you seriously so much for your time today. I know that so many were interested to learn more about this. Regarding the soccer fields, when the park does reopen, I'm sure that it'll be quite some time before, that section probably is, if ever, used again. Has there been any talk about maybe going to the north side of Gordon Moore Park and utilizing that for park and rec soccer or for soccer in general going forward?
Yeah, we've been talking about relocating some of our things, some of our fall programs, Renegades being one of them, playing their home football games on the north side of 140. Along with, it's still got to be mapped out exactly, but any other soccer activities that we do have ample space up there, and we can make a, kind of a temporary home for some other stuff.
Really cool. And, as we're going forward, just in terms of this whole entire picture, there's, obviously, the question of, is there, once everything starts to clear, the clouds start to part, is there going to be some financial assistance from the mining company or the insurance company even for the sinkhole that was caused to the city? Do you guys foresee that happening where there's some type of relief that's associated with this, or is it too early to say?
Yeah, it's too early to say.
Okay.
That will definitely be a bridge that we'll cross eventually, but we're just not there yet. And just to comment on it at this time would be a little premature, but it's a great question.
Thank you very much.
And I know people are wondering, but it's kind of like a step. You have a sinkhole. First of all, you have to make the park safe. You have to remediate downstairs before you can address upstairs.
Yep.
And then that's when you start looking at those things related to your question.
Absolutely. And one final one just for both of you is, for all the people that, we've, with Charlie and everybody else, the Optimist Club, all the volunteerism that was used out there to build up Gordon F. Moore Park. What's your thought to maybe those residents that are just kind of hurt by it, not really upset, but just sad to see this event take place? What's your message to the community going forward just through this?
We feel your pain. We feel your sadness. We are just as sad, just as hurt, just as shocked as you are. But just let us assure you that we are working diligently to do everything with possible, along with New Frontier Materials. They're not sitting there twiddling their fingers. They're underneath that mine constantly, underneath there, making sure that those areas are safe, that they have designated in that K order, and doing the drilling. And so we are going to continue to press on and move forward, and we'll get the park open eventually.
I think back, to you mentioned people that had a hand in the park in its origination, and everybody that's worked there, and like your grandfather,
right?
Yeah,
Charlie. He ran those soccer fields for a long time. And
he was great. Just a great guy.
Thank you very much.
I love Charlie.
Obviously, it's disappointing, but I think he and everyone who's had a hand in the park would say, "Yeah, that stinks." But the main thing is nobody was there. No one got hurt, and because that would be a whole different situation.
Very true.
Everybody's okay.
Very true.
That's the biggest message. And Charlie's looking down on us right now. I can hear him say, he can probably say something like, Goins, what the heck did you do?
Right.
You're right about that. But he'd have a Pall Mall hanging out of his mouth, too.
Yeah, so he would say, what did you do? But,
But seriously, to both of you, thank you so much for the extended conversation. I hope that for the folks at home, it gave you some feedback, some clarification, and just some steps to take going forward. To both of you, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
9:57, a little bit of change on this Thursday morning. We'll take a quick break with top of the hour news hitting you in the nose next after this.
No matter the season, Played Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Played Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
In the heart-pounding moments of the game, every move counts, just like in chiropractic care. Dr. Andrew Dykman of Rosewood Chiropractic champions this belief, supporting our teams in every drive and supporting his patients for nearly 20 years, offering affordable, compassionate, all-natural wellness care. Call 618-259-2676 or visit rosewoodchiropractic.com today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Well rehearsed, but my heart cried out for you. You're in my heart, you're in my soul.
hell are you? 10:01. Welcome back. 10:02, that's the time on this Thursday morning, and here's what's happening around the Riverbend. We're going to, if Sydney's listening upstairs, we're going to move Blog Talk a little bit earlier today, just because we got a little bit of some back-end work that I got to take care of. Hey, while I have you, make sure you sign up for that daily email update and join myself and 70,000 people that are in the know. Whew. I'm out of breath. This studio is like literally blazing saddles hot. It is freaking hot in here and 185 degrees. I'm sweating so bad. Anyway, sign up for the daily email update. Join 70,000 people that are in the know each and every day of the work week and on Saturdays with Around the Riverbend. You can also text 618-202-4618 to sign up for RiverBender.com SMS notifications. And for all you millennials out there, and people that just don't know what SMS means, that means text messaging. If you text RB to 618-202-4618, you can sign up and we will alert you on breaking news, weather, closings and cancellations, sports scores, and more. And looking forward to that as well. I love the text alerts notification. Hey, at 10:03, here's what's happening around the Riverbend. We'll take you to very tragic news first. Terry and Carolyn Dooley, esteemed members of the Alton community, tragically passed away in a flash flooding incident in Jersey County. The couple, both in their 80s, had been married for over 60 years. Terry, a banker, and Carolyn, a teacher at St. Mary's, were deeply involved in various community activities and in organizations. Father Christopher Ewell of St. Mary's Catholic Church highlighted their unwavering support. Carolyn, referred to as the, quote, Queen of Henry Street, end quote, contributed significantly to the Haskell Foundation, while Terry was a long-standing finance council member. Their kindness, their community spirit, and dedication and faith will deeply be missed by all who knew them. Also in the news today, the Granite City Police Department responded to a report of shots fired at the Burger King on 3406 Namioki Road on the 16th of July. Around 6:15 p.m., here's the latest. Officers spoke with the victim and several witnesses who did clarify that the suspect was involved in a road rage incident. The suspect pursued the victim to the parking lot of Burger King and fired a gun at least once at the victim's vehicle. Fortunately, no one was injured. The suspect fled the scene, and the case... My apologies. This studio's hot. The case currently under investigation. Authorities believe this is an isolated incident, and there's no immediate danger to the public for the chance of reoccurrence. Also in the news, owner Lisa Brown promises elegantly classy vibes at her new restaurant and event space, the Renaissance X in downtown Alton. The grand opening set for 6 p.m. till 1 a.m. this Friday, July the 19th at 401 Piasaw Street, the former Lovejoy building. The venue will offer Sunday jazz brunches, craft cocktails, sports, and more. The opening night will feature music by Just in Time, a local DJ, vendors, and food trucks. Brown, who grew up in Alton, is thrilled to bring this upscale dining and drinking experience to her hometown, aiming to attract a mature clientele. The kitchen will be open in a few weeks with bar fare and catered meals, while a bartender from Chicago will serve up some great drinks. The Renaissance X also plans to host several events throughout the fall. For more information, you can follow them on their Facebook page. Madison County Chief Deputy Sheriff Marcus Polito did announce yesterday that 17-year-old Ann Geisler from Godfrey, who had been reported missing, has been located safe and sound. Geisler, who stands 5'3" with black hair, was last seen at 8:10 p.m. on Saturday, July 13th, wearing a black Nirvana shirt, blue jeans, and black and white tennis shoes. While no further details were provided about the circumstance of her disappearance or how she was found, the news brings immense relief to her friends, family, and the community, who had been anxiously awaiting her return. In local sports, Dan Carter has stepped down as head softball coach at Alton High after an illustrious 24-year career. An all-around great guy. Under his leadership, the Redbirds achieved a record of 474 and 326, who had won 2 IHSA regional championships despite a challenging 2024 season, finishing 10-14 and losing to Belleville West in the Class 4A regional. His impact on the program remains significant. Carter will continue to coach girls volleyball and softball at Alton Middle School. Alton High will begin their search for a new coach this fall, aiming to have a new leader in place to shape the future of Redbird softball. The Edwardsville City Council has approved a $317,000 culvert replacement project on Willow Creek Drive. Here's what we know. This project, managed by Crawford, Murphy, and Tilley CMT Inc., involves the evaluation, the design, and preparation of bid documents to replace failing culverts near Gerber Road. Alderwoman Jennifer Warren emphasized the urgent need for repairs, while Alderman Hal Patton noted that several other culverts in the city also require attention, potentially costing millions. The project will be funded through the Capital Improvement Program. This is the second major agreement with CMT this week, following a $1.8 million contract for water treatment plant improvements. At 10:08, we have one more story. Sorry. The Metro East region experienced significant disparities in rainfall totals on Tuesday, with amounts varying drastically across different locations. The Melvin Price, Lock and Dam recorded 2.4 inches, while St. Library and Shiloh in St. Clair County saw totals of 5.38 and 6.85 inches of rain, respectively. The highest recorded rainfall was just outside of Grafton at 7 inches total in rain. Belleville, Chester, and Salem reported 4.49, 2.47, and 2.25 inches, respectively. Meteorologist Jim Sezing attributed these differences to localized rain-producing thunderstorms. Looking ahead, cooler temperatures with highs in the 80s and lows in the 60s are expected, providing a little bit of welcome relief for area residents. At 10:09, that's a look at what's happening around the River Bend, but let's take a quick check at your weather. 72 degrees, it feels like 77, and humidity at 60%, but in this studio, it's at 150. Visibility, Brian Trust, is 14 miles today, mostly sunny and not as warm with lower humidity. The start of a stretch of more comfortable weather. Tonight, clear and cool, good weather for sleeping. Air quality right now is ranked at good at 36. Grass levels are low, mold levels are low, ragweed is low, tree levels are low, and the UV index is very high. So if you're going out and about today, slap on some sunscreen just in case. Currently, right now, it is partly sunny skies, but looking at the webcam, man, the sun is shining brightly down on the Metro East. Today, temperatures do reach 78 degrees and then drop down to 58 overnight as we head into Friday. On Friday, a high of 77 degrees, a low of 58, and on Saturday, a high of 82, a low of 62 degrees, respectively. On Sunday, a 40% chance of rain, cloudy skies, and a high of 84 as we start our week, a low of 63. On Monday, the 22nd of July, a high of only 82 and a low of 65. For time and temperature throughout the day, 618-465-4545, this time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, and Return Home. And while I have you, let me fill you in on Centerstone. Are you looking for a fresh start on the road to recovery? Life free from addiction is possible, and it starts at Centerstone. Centerstone is a national leader in mental health and substance use disorder treatment for people of all ages. With that commitment to delivering care that truly changes people's lives, Centerstone's dedicated clinicians use evidence-based practices in their treatment programs. Here's what it means. The recovery care plan is developed for you based on the latest science. Not one of those, tried and maybe it worked, maybe it didn't for 20 years. This is tailor-made for you in your condition. There's so many unknowns on the road to recovery, but one thing you can know for sure is that Centerstone will be that constant guiding force for you on your recovery journey. Addiction can happen to anybody. I mean, it's 2024. The stigmatization's over with. The good thing, too, is recovery. recovery can happen to anybody. So start working towards your recovery today by visiting Centerstone online at recoverwithus.org. That's recoverwithus.org, or you can also call 1-877-HOPE. 1, 2, 3. Let's take a look at Skycam. Come back with more of our daily show right after this.
No matter the season, Played Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Played Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
In the heart-pounding moments of the game, every move counts, just like in chiropractic care. Dr. Andrew Dykman of Rosewood Chiropractic champions this belief, supporting our teams in every drive and supporting his patients for nearly 20 years, offering affordable, compassionate, all-natural wellness care. Call 618-259-2676 or visit rosewoodchiropractic.com today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Welcome back. 10:16. Man, I have not felt this rough in a long time. So let me tell you a story. I have time. I was last night. I took a Benadryl because this rain just has killed me. Man, you see what I'm saying? Well, this rain was kicking my ass, and I took a Benadryl. It wasn't even at nighttime. It was right when I got home at like 5:30. At 6:15, I was asleep. And I woke up at 2:45 this morning and went back to bed, and I am still exhausted and still don't feel too good. So, not looking too promising for CJ today. Hey, and I don't know, do you guys have that happen? So, there was one time on this show when we were taping Food for Thought with Linda Pedersen, which will be making a return, sneak preview, and it's going to be a lot different. And if you're a restaurant owner, that kitchen better be clean because we're going to stop by and see you on the road. We were taping a show one day, and I had another situation similar to this. I took some of that daytime sinus stuff. I thought it was daytime. Ended up being the PM version of it was NyQuil, basically, is what I took. Oh my God. We had to tape a segment and I was sweating profusely. I thought it was it. I thought this was truly the end of CJ. I thought, oh my God, 20 minutes, I look like a zombie. You know what I'm saying here? Linda Pedersen, to this day, saved that segment. Hey, on this date in history, let's take a look at something pretty serious. Come on, building owners, give me an AC down here. On this date in history, the day is the 18th of July, and on this date in 1925, the publication of Mein Kampf, the first volume of Mein Kampf, the political manifesto written by Adolf Hitler that became the Bible of Nazism in Germany's Third Reich, was published on this date in 1925, and 2 years later, the second volume appeared. That happened July the 18th, 1925. Also, on this date in history, Detroit submitted a claim for Chapter 9 bankruptcy protection, the largest filing for a U.S. city ever. The city officially emerged from bankruptcy the following year. That happened on this date in 2013. Also, on this date in history, American baseball player Ty Cobb, on this date, 1927, collected his 4,000th career hit. John Glenn, the first U.S. astronaut to orbit Earth, completing 3 orbits in 1962, was born on this date in 1921. Also, on this date in history, the English novelist Jane Austen, who wrote such classics as Sense and Sensibility in 1811 and Pride and Prejudice in 1813, died in Winchester, Hampshire, on this date in 1817 at the age of 41 years old. Also, on this date in history, well, that's kind of about it. No. Well, that's not really fun. July 18th was a boring day, let me tell you. Anyway, let's take a look at what happened on this date in music history. I hope it's better. The problem is, when you have kind of a bigger interview, you don't really look at those things until you need to look at them. And I'm not going to lie, I did that today. Probably wasn't the smartest decision, but we'll get through it together. On this date in music history, Paul Simon in 2007 filed a lawsuit against Rhythm USA Inc., a Georgia-based subsidiary of a Japanese firm, claiming the company never had permission to sell wall clocks that played Bridge Over Troubled Water. Now, the suit claimed that as one of the best-known songs throughout the world, a proper licensing agreement would earn at least a $1 million licensing fee. That happened on this date in music history in the year 2007. On this date in 2001, Kiss. What is your thought on Kiss? I'm curious. This is a very serious question. do you think they have good music? That's my question. I don't know. I'm curious to know, is it good? Is it good? I don't know. All I know is that they are great at merchandising their IP. And the Kiss casket, the coffin featuring the faces of the 4 founding members of the band, the Kiss logo, and the words Kiss Forever, was released on this date in 2001. Now, Pantera guitarist Dimebag Darrell was buried in one after he was shot and killed on stage in December 2004. But the Kiss casket was added to the lineup on this date in 2001. In 1998, the Beastie Boys went to #1 on the UK album chart with Hello Nasty, only the second rap album to ever make it to #1 in the UK, the first being by the Wu-Tang Clan. In 1992, Bobby Brown married Whitney Houston at her New Jersey estate, who was dressed in a $40,000 Mark Bauer wedding gown. Those in attendance included Stevie Wonder, Gloria Estefan, Natalie Cole, Patti LaBelle, I do get paid to do this job, and Freddie Jackson. After years of making tabloid headlines, she would file for divorce 18 years later in 2006. 16 years later, 2006. On this date in 1988, Ike Turner was sentenced in Santa Monica, California to 1 year in jail for possessing and transporting cocaine. Police had stopped Turner, former husband of Tina Turner, in August of 1987 for driving erratically, and they found about 6 grams of rock cocaine in his car. On this date in 1982, Willie Nelson was at #1 on the country album chart with Always on My Mind, which became the Billboard #1 country album of the year. The album spent 22 weeks at the top of the charts and stayed for a total of 253 weeks on the Billboard country chart. The track, Always on My Mind, was originally recorded by B.J. Thomas in 1970 and has since been recorded by dozens of performers, including Elvis Presley. In 1980, Billy Joel held the top position on both the U.S. album chart and singles chart. His album Glass Houses contained his first and biggest #1 hit, It's Still Rock and Roll to Me, on this day in 1980. In 1978, Def Leppard made their live debut at Westfield School in Sheffield, England, in front of 150 students. That happened on this date in 1978. On this date in 1974, the U.S. Justice Department ordered John Lennon out of the country by September 10th. Immigration and Naturalization Service denied him an extension of his non-immigrant visa because of his guilty plea in England to a 1968 marijuana possession charge. The U.S. Court of Appeals would overturned the deportation order in 1975, and Lennon was granted permanent residency the following year. On this date in 1972, Sly and the Family Stone, some of the members, Sydney, were arrested on this date in history after police found 2 pounds of pot traveling with them on the way to a show. You'll have that. Let's see, one final one for you. Anything good? Okay. In 1953, truck driver Elvis made his first ever recording when he paid $3.98 at a Memphis recording service, singing 2 songs, My Happiness and That's When Your Heartaches Begin. The so-called vanity disc was a gift for his mother. It would surface 37 years later as part of an RCA compilation called Elvis, The Greatest Performances. That's pretty cool. Didn't know that. Born on this date in history? Ricky Skaggs, the country singer, 1982 CMA Singer of the Year, had the U.S. country #1 single, Crying My Heart Out for You. And, how about this? Richard Branson, born on this date. Wow. Virgin signed controversial bands, Virgin Records, such as the Sex Pistols, and Virgin Records will go on to sign the Rolling Stones, Peter Gabriel, XTC, Japan, UB40, Steve Winwood, Paula Abdul, and become the world's largest independent record label. There you go, Richard Branson. Born on this date. Hey, let's talk to Sydney. I'm ready to talk to her. We'll take a quick break, 10:26. We'll come back with her after this.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, Free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Riverbender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
In the summertime, when the weather is high, you can stretch right up and touch the sky. When the weather's fine, you got women on your mind. Have a drink, have a drive, go out and see what you can find.
They thought Baby It's Cold Outside was bad. I've always thought, isn't this the most effed up song out there? Like, if you listen to the lyrics, I mean, it says it right there. If she's rich, take her out to a date and dinner, but if she's not, do what you want. That's that is not just terrible, that's illegal.
That's bad.
You know what I'm saying?
But you know what, CJ? I think I want a Kiss casket. So this has been a great day so far.
No. Do you like Kiss?
No, I feel no particularly strong feelings about Kiss, I'll be honest with you. But just the idea of having a Kiss casket sounds awesome.
I watched the Gene Simmons Family Jewel show. Did you ever watch that?
Yeah.
Just brilliant. I mean, brilliant television. We lived in a generous era of television.
We did.
We had the Osbournes. We had Reverend Run's House. We had the Flava Flav show. We had Gene Simmons' Family Jewels. We had it all.
We did. We got to bring back some of those reality shows because those were a good time.
It was great to watch their family disintegrate on television. You know what I mean? It was great for us, bad for them.
Literally, yeah. All reality shows, great for us, bad for them.
So clarify something for the audience. As you know, I am like Benadryl hungover today.
Right.
Are you planting again or are you reading?
I'm from reading.
Okay,
but,
God
you know,
dang it.
No, it's okay. I heard
man.
you. I was shaking my head. No, it's okay.
You were too. I knew you were.
No, it's okay. No, I've been reading again, and I used to read all the time, and then kind of just like life happened. I don't know if you've experienced this. I don't know if are you a reader? Are you into that kind of thing?
Okay.
Okay.
I don't think so this is really bad.
No.
It's been about 12 years since I've actually read a book.
No, and that's okay. 'Cause
Like
I know a
even
lot of
during high
people.
school,
Yeah.
like when you're supposed to read them, we have something called Cliff Notes now, folks, and we didn't need to read crap. You know what I'm saying?
really could, yeah.
But the last book I read was, and here's why. Actually, it's like a therapy session. It's all
No,
coming back to
let's
me. You
hear
know,
it, yeah.
you start crying and and everything else. But it was Lemony Snicket, the series of unfortunate events.
Good one.
It was the final book. Because I read the whole series, loved it until the end, and I was so pissed about the ending that I think it really just set the tone for me never to read again.
That's fair enough. You got ruined by Lemony Snicket. That's
Asshole,
terrible.
yeah.
I don't know if that guy's still alive, but if
He is. He did
needs to know.
he did an interview on Carney's show a couple of
Really,
months
yeah.
ago. I was gonna text him and say, "How'd you get that one?" You know?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Tell him he owes me a damn apology. I mean, it was the lamest ending I've ever read. Have you read that book?
I actually haven't, so that's my thing. I actually haven't read a lot of books, but so yeah.
So before you decided to get into the reading groove yet again, how many books have you read in the past couple of years?
Okay, so here's the thing. So I used to read constantly. Like I was a big fan. I grew up in the library. I love the library.
Do you have your library card?
I do have my library card to the
Show
Brighton
off.
Library. Yeah, no, you got to get on it. You got to get
Show
on
off.
it. But no, it was a great experience. I used to read all the time, and then I went to school and I majored in English. And then all of a sudden, when I was reading, it was for class, and so I no longer wanted to read for fun. So now, in the last couple of years, I read maybe like 5 books a year or something like
Show
that.
off.
No, and to me, I'm like, I should be reading more. I should be reading constantly. But like, in fact, I'm just too sleepy. I just don't get into it anymore.
What is your advice for someone that can't stay focused enough to read a page, let alone a chapter?
Well, literally, that's the problem. I saw the greatest minds of I forget what the quote is, but the best minds of my generation destroyed by my smartphones.
Oh,
you know?
okay, yeah.
That's a quote from, a paraphrased quote from Howl by Allen Ginsberg. Anyway, no, it was...
Could have fooled me. I'd have taken credit for it. It was a good quote.
No, right? Well, anyway, no, definitely. Just like our smartphones, I'll go ahead and I'll say it. Like, it has ruined my attention span. I will sound like a politician and say right now, TikTok ruined me.
It's gotta go.
It's terrible. It definitely ruined my attention span, and I'll own that right now. I'll say those videos, those Instagram
Can I
posts.
say something?
No,
I hate to
hear
cut
it.
you off, but it just brought. Have you seen the latest Kill Tony episode?
No.
It is Shane Gillis as Trump, and the guy that does the Dr. Phil impersonation
Mm-hmm.
as Biden. It is the greatest 2.5 hours I've ever seen, and it wasn't even political; it's just hilarious.
Okay,
you know,
I gotta
so
check that
if
out,
you
yeah.
need just a laugh with all the stuff going on, tune in.
That sounds perfect, actually.
He's supposed to be paying me for saying this.
Well, fingers crossed.
I'm just
then.
kidding. He won't. I'd never gotten in contact.
Well, you should definitely try hard on that. You should. You have earned it, just like you've earned it with your energy drinks. Some representation.
That's my blood type. My blood type's bang. So, when did you pick up the books again?
So just a month ago, I started reading again, and I picked up a book, and it was pretty good. And so
What
I kind
book?
of get in. So I was reading The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which is kind of a popular one right now. I don't know if people are into that, but
Busy woman.
yeah, but it's really good. And so I see why it's popular. And I don't know if you're like aware of this, but on TikTok and in social media, there's like the book talk side of things.
Yeah.
So people are really into specific books, and this is one of those books that became really popular on Book Talk.
TikTok would be such a great platform if it didn't have the negative algorithm. You know what I'm
so
saying?
right.
Like if it just had it to where people could do that with books, and if they're interested, they get more of Book Talk or whatever. But I deleted mine years ago,
Good
and it
for
was
you.
because it was just getting weird, and there was things on there that are probably illegal that you know what I'm saying?
No,
like not
for
you
real.
don't even go searching for them; they just show up. What pissed me off is the fact that you got all this war footage from Ukraine without context on it, and it ruined so many things. But if they had this just where you have Book Talk and all those fun things, Man, that'd be perfect.
No, we should talk more about just those algorithms, which
Yeah.
are just terribly,
So
terribly
Because once you get stuck
yeah.
with one video, and
Yeah.
even if you watch it for 5 seconds, but you normally watch for 2 with your attention span, you're going to see 18 more of them.
Literally, yeah.
Wow.
And you can run into,
Yeah.
people will post anything. You can run into some really disturbing things on there. And so,
Not good.
it's not, social media, we could get into a whole conversation about why social media is bad.
It's true.
But that being said, I'm trying to get off of social media a little bit.
I
and
am. I'm
focus
done.
More. Yeah,
Did I
right?
tell you this?
No, let's
I
hear
haven't
it.
had an Instagram in like years. Seriously,
you.
I barely have a Facebook. My sister is now managing all my accounts.
Oh, that's perfect.
Because I only need it for media anyway. And
Yeah.
people have my phone number. They can text me.
Literally, anything important.
You don't need to
yeah.
see what I look like in a Snapchat.
Yeah,
You know, I do have that left, but that's
Yeah.
going to get gone here in a second anyway. Because I'm like, when I was in middle school and high school, I mean, I'm just going to be honest. I mean, that was used to find a girlfriend.
Yeah,
I mean, you know what I'm
really.
saying? Like,
Say more about
you
that.
know what
I
I'm saying?
didn't know that was the
Oh,
method.
God, yeah. You just add them on Snapchat, say, hey, how you doing? And that's how it kind of works,
I
you know?
guess you're kind of right. That was the way.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
not being funny. It's just true. So, I mean, now I'm to a point where that's going to get deleted. You know, my friends have my phone number. People in town do. If you need me, get a hold of me that way. But I'm not on it anyway. And when I am, it just pisses me off.
It's literally, it's such a mood, just a bummer. It just
Well,
is a
my
bummer.
phone's been mad at me since I got it because I
Really? Yeah.
won't sign into my Google account. I'm like, why do you need to know what I'm searching on YouTube?
Yeah,
I just want to go on
literally,
YouTube and watch a damn video. I don't
No,
need my,
for
I
real.
don't know. I don't like the algorithms.
It's all connected. It's all connected.
Intertwined.
Which is,
So I should note my own.
it's pretty good. Every time he pulls it out, it's a pretty good.
Thank you
impression.
very
Yeah,
much.
Anyway.
I should note that my own private library sounds a lot fancier than it is.
Yeah, so I have been amassing. So even though I love to read when I do it, but I haven't been reading much in the last few years, I still have amassed this like private collection of books. And I will say right now that private collection of books sounds way fancier than it actually is. What I mean is I have 2 milk crates that are just filled with like moldy secondhand paperback books and a couple of glossy books that I got on sale. And we got a stack of books that every day, no matter what, I trip over when I'm getting out of bed. So that's pretty much my private library collection worth of books. And my friends will tease me. They'll say, it's not just for decoration. You're supposed to actually read those. But the thing is, it just is kind of nice to be surrounded by books and words and be, have that energy around you. So yes, that's true. It is basically decorative at this point. But on the bright side, when I decide to read or when I want to read, there's always options. So maybe one of these days I'll read them all. I don't know.
Good explanation.
Yeah, that's my quick
I don't
explanation,
even
yeah.
know what to say. I mean, it was just like, wow, every question was answered for me. So, now, is it kind of like, there's people. They tell you, I've been reading, I'm reading a book. Well, you
Yeah.
talk to them, now they're reading a new book, and then
Yeah.
that book's done in like 30 minutes.
Literally.
Does the speed readers kind of intimidate you? So here's my thing.
Mhm.
I don't want to ever start telling people I'm reading a book because I don't want them to ask me, so how was that book?
Literally.
And then I got to be the one that says, it's pretty good. I'm still reading it.
going,
Well, you
yeah.
started it 3 months ago. I get it. You know what I'm saying here?
So I'm in me and a couple of friends, we've started a quote unquote book club. It's not that intense, but we just read the same book in the month that like together and we talk about it a little bit. I guess it is a book club. So
That
that's
is
what
a
we
book.
do.
That is a
the book club.
Glad we could figure that one
Yeah,
out together.
I am in a book club.
But the first rule of book club's not to talk about book club.
Sorry, just really quick about book club. So we've been doing that, and my friends will read so much faster than I will, and they'll be like, "So, what'd you think of this book?" And I'm like, "Hey, no spoilers. I'm still in the middle of it." And they're like, "It's July 27th. How are you still in the middle of it? It's almost done." And I was like, "No, I'm sorry. I'm still going." So no, I completely get it. I'm intimidated by people who can read really fast like that. And maybe once upon a time I was one of
It's
those
my
people.
dad.
but
I'm telling
really,
you. Oh my God. He has hundreds of books, even thousands, I think, at this point in time.
That's impressive.
And,
I wish.
We'll get him a book just because, like if someone does the show
Mhm.
and the book's interesting, I'll give it to him.
Yeah.
It's great. I gave it to you 2 days ago.
Literally,
You know,
yeah.
what the hell? It makes me feel bad about myself and my reading ability.
No, for real. I feel less than.
Now, is reading a book and reading a Kindle the same thing?
So I actually don't have a Kindle. I don't know. I couldn't speak to you about that. If you're asking me if I think it counts,
Does it
quote-unquote,
count?
I think it counts. I think audiobooks count. I think graphic novels count. If you're reading, then good for you. You're doing it.
But what if you're just listening and not reading?
I say good for you. You're reading
Still
a book.
reading? Okay.
Yeah. That's just me, though. And that's like, I know a lot of people who would disagree with that. But, you know, I feel no need to gatekeep it.
There are
so.
people getting ready to kick this
Yeah,
door
yeah.
down right now. Those are fighting words to the reading community.
Let us know.
So, on one hand, it's easy for me to feel disappointed
Mm-hmm.
to finish 2 whole books.
Yeah, you know, because like in the past, like I said, I
Yeah.
used to be able to speed through, and I used to stake part of my identity on this and be like, people are like, what do you do for fun? It's like, oh, I read. Well, sort of. I don't read.
Oh,
as much
gotcha,
anymore, right?
gotcha.
So in one hand, it's easy to feel kind of disappointed and be like, well, I've only read like, 1 book in the past 6 months. Like that's not really that good or whatever.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, like, who cares really? If you're finishing a book, then that's still something to be proud of. Like, good for you for getting through one. So that's kind of my mindset. I'm pretty
yeah.
low key about it.
But it's a good thing, though, because it's life right now. Everyone's competing.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone's so ready to compete against who can be the millionaire the quickest in,
Yes.
their class, or who can get this and who can get that. Hell, it takes different times for everybody. Just do what you need to do.
Well, literally, and also, like, if you're still getting closer to your goals, then good for you. Like, my no caffeine goal, like, that's kind of out the window, I'll be honest with you.
Did you give up?
I've kind of given up.
Well,
but, like,
no. You had the week of hell hit you for 2 weeks in a row. I think
Thank you.
I mean, there's sometimes life happens and you just
I
gotta
appreciate that.
bite
Yeah.
into the vice a little bit to
Thank
get
you
through.
so much.
No one realizes how awful it has been here the last, and not because we hate each other, but
Oh,
just
no,
how
it
busy
just
it's been.
busy. Y'all are doing some cool things out in the community, but that just means it's a lot of work for us.
We're gonna start scheduling these things though, so
Mm-hmm.
we'll like talk to a group, and then maybe if the other group that's working on the next cool thing could wait a couple of weeks, give
Literally,
us
yeah.
just a day or two just to breathe.
Let us just catch up a little bit, please. Everybody just calm down. But no, it's been exciting. It's been an exciting couple of weeks, but it has been busy. And so thank you. Yes, I've given up. I've gotten back into my vice of caffeine. But on the bright side, a cup of coffee, at least that's different than like 2 energy drinks that I used to drink before, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of the balance between the 2 things. So 1 book in 6 months, that's better than no books in 6 months. Who cares?
Here.
Exactly.
Okay.
Cheers to that.
I'll make the motion and I'll second it. So whenever, is it hard for you to read if you're stressed?
Oh, absolutely. It's hard for me to do anything when I'm stressed.
Really?
I don't know about you.
Because, some people really find reading as a stress reliever. To me, I can't do it because it's hard for me to get immersed into paper.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know if it's because we live in a world of LED screens and all
Yes.
that. Like, I'm sure it has something to do with it. But it's like, if I'm stressed, I just can't even touch it because I'm like 2 sentences in going, do, like
Literally,
thinking of all the...
a million other things to think of.
But
and
you have a
do.
hard time with that too?
Yeah, I don't know. Shout out to people who can find it as stress relieving. I do think it can be very relaxing. I know people who read before bed.
Yeah.
And they say it's great. But yeah, for me, definitely just those, like, when I'm overwhelmed about something, then, like, I'd almost rather doom scroll because at least then there's activity going on. And so it's not like I don't make myself calm down. I just, like, meet myself in that heightened state and just decide to scroll or whatever as much as possible. So it's not healthy. I don't recommend that. But I'm just saying that is what I do. So.
What's your favorite book you've ever read?
Ooh, my favorite book I've ever read. I used to be really into the Harry Potter stuff, I'll admit, like really into that.
Okay.
It's kind of faded a little bit as I've gotten older and that kind of thing. But
Question.
Yeah, let's hear it.
How much better would the series been if it followed the book?
You mean the movie series?
Yeah.
Okay, low-key, I think I could get into this, CJ.
I'm ready.
You're opening
We
a can
got
of
time.
worms. Low-key, I think the movies actually do a really good job of following the books.
Wow.
There are a few things that I like high-key disagree with that I think they should have done better on, but generally speaking, I think those are pretty good adaptations. So
What
I'll say
about
that.
what about Goblet of Fire?
Okay. There are parts of Goblet of
Yeah,
Fire.
see, I'm a little versed in this more than you think.
Let's match each other. Let's go. No, there are parts of Goblet of Fire that make me so mad when I watch that movie, but there are also parts of it that are so good. Like, I guess spoilers, even though this has been out for like 20 years, but when Cedric dies and like in the movie when the dad screams, like that is such a good scene.
No, I thought that was Jacob's like enemy or something.
No, well, Jacob?
Yeah, from Twilight.
Oh, from Twilight? Yeah, no, that is his enemy. That's Robert Pattinson. He threw me off.
But you're right, though.
Yeah.
But I think they could have made like 2 movies out of the 4th book.
Oh, they probably could have. It's a long
But
book.
you like it? You like Deathly Hallows, the adaptation? You think it's cool?
I do. I just was really into all of that stuff at the time. And like I said, it's faded a little bit. I've moved on to some other books, but like those are pretty good, I gotta say. So I stick with those.
Tell Sydney it's on site. Oh.
Oh, no. That's rough.
So as we're just chatting here a little bit, do you plan on reading more books a month? Are you going to try to put like a goal of every month of what you want to read, or are you just kind of reading to read?
Well, here's the thing. So I finally got a Goodreads account, which I had never gotten before.
What's that?
But it's basically just where you can track your reading and that kind of thing, and like look up books and review books and all of that.
Mhm.
I'd never had one. I finally got one like a year ago, and I've been tracking and having this goal of like 1 book a month. And so that's what I've been trying to do. And so far it's gone okay. But I'm trying not to put too much pressure on it, because then that way you just like, it just all falls apart that way. And you're just going to feel bad about yourself, and it's not worth it.
So I got to tell you
Yeah.
something. I shouldn't say this.
No, let's hear it.
I'm in a little bit of a conundrum.
Mhm.
So even though it's not the same, we were just talking about books and Harry Potter. Now the new series is coming to HBO or whatever.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
doing.
That's going to be interesting.
But hear me out here, okay? I may or may not have just bought a Disney Plus account because I'm getting kind of tired of the lack of animated movies that are out there
No, and you're right for
on
that.
Netflix and
Yeah.
HBO. But part of why I'm bringing that up is Disney books with the adaptation to movie.
Mhm.
Okay, have you ever read the book after you watch the movie?
So, no, I don't think I've ever sat down and read
Yeah.
one of the Disney books.
Like after the movie. Yeah.
No, I don't think so. Like, what do you...
It's just
what's an
interesting.
example?
Yeah, I mean, like the Jungle Book or any of those things, you know.
Okay, yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
I don't know.
those throwbacks.
Yeah,
those are
like do you
good
ever just go
ones.
back and like read them, you know?
No, usually at this point, I don't read as much anymore. I just watch the movie. But no, I should go back and read them and check it out, because it sounds like just a fun time and a fun memory. So what have you been watching on Disney Plus?
I haven't. I bought it today.
Oh, exciting.
I was very disappointed. Well, last night when I fell asleep at 6:30,
Yeah,
like an
right.
old person, sitting there, I woke up and I'm like, CJ, you've watched the John Adams show like 8,000 times. Do you know how many times I've
That's
watched
your
this?
comfort show?
Oh
The
yeah.
John Adams show?
Oh, I love it. Have you ever seen it?
I have,
I
but
love
I
it.
didn't
Yeah, it's my
expect that to
comfort
be
show.
your-
I just,
your
I
go-to.
like colonial America. You know,
That's so interesting,
Think he's
yeah.
an underrated president. I really
It's an
do.
interesting show.
But I've seen The Sopranos like at least 10 times all the way through. I can quote every episode, and it's
yeah,
like
I'm told I need to watch that.
Curb Your Enthusiasm, seen it 8 billion times.
Mhm.
So it's like, do I start reading or do I just get Disney Plus?
Yeah, that's fair enough. And at this point, I'm with you on choosing Disney Plus.
So what's your message to anyone out there that needs to read again?
You know what? Just go for it and don't put pressure on yourself. That's what I'm telling myself, is just like, no pressure. Just go for it and see how it goes, and no big deal. Read something fun too. I've been trying to read. I thought maybe if I read stuff that I used to love, maybe that would like help me get back into it too.
Yeah.
And that didn't work. But I guess just if people say a book is really good, then give it a shot, because that Evelyn Hugo book turned out to be really good. So what do you know? So it got me back into it.
What are you writing about this week?
All kinds of things. There's all kinds of interesting stuff coming down the pipeline. Like we said, the community is just so busy right now, which is so exciting. So, talking about a few businesses that are opening up or moving and that kind of thing. We got, I don't even know. It all just fades away when you ask me that question. But so many things.
What
so
are you
many
doing this
exciting
weekend?
things.
What are your plans?
This weekend, I'm probably going to go spend some time with some friends. I'm not sure what we're going to do yet, but we'll find out. We're going to hang out and see what's up. So we're going to do that. Going to the Bethalto School Board meeting tonight. If you see
Ooh.
me, say hi. If you're going to the Bethalto School Board meeting,
Don't
say hi
throw
to me.
anything at her.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't know. That's about it. What about you? Any plans?
I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Literally, yeah. It just fades in. It just all fades away.
What's your blog about next week?
I wish I knew. If I knew, I would tell you. But if I wish I thought that far ahead in life, but I just don't. So I'm not sure yet. We'll find out on Monday.
It's okay.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And the message of this episode is it's okay. Take your time. No pressure.
And just read. At 10:50, a little bit of change, a quick break. We come back and we wrap up the Thursday that was right after this on Riverbender.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car. I have a job. There's nothing holding me back anymore.
Dream Home Realty Center. Hey, Sherry. Talk to me, Dream Team. We've got showing.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66. Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ. We have developing news this morning. Dan Brannon has been hard at work. The entire news team upstairs has been just on fire the last couple of days, and we have tragic news to report. From Jersey County, Dan Brannon, content director, reports the following. A fatal collision on State Highway 16 at Cherry Lane left one person dead and another critically injured Wednesday evening. The Jersey County Sheriff's Office said on Thursday morning the incident occurred approximately 7:47 p.m. on July the 27th. Authorities reported that a 2012 Chevrolet Malibu, driven by a 39-year-old male, entered the intersection from Cherry Lane. The vehicle was struck by a 2019 Dodge Ram truck driven by a 43-year-old male traveling west on State Highway 16. The driver of the Chevrolet Malibu was pronounced deceased at the scene. A 43-year-old female passenger in the Malibu was airlifted to a St. Louis area hospital with serious injuries. The driver of the Dodge Ram sustained non-life-threatening injuries and was transported to a nearby hospital for further treatment. The Illinois State Police are conducting an investigation into the accident. Further details are pending as the investigation continues. The cause of the incident as it occurred approximately at 7:47 on July 17th, reported that a 2012 Chevrolet Malibu driven by a 39-year-old male entered the intersection from Cherry Lane. The vehicle was struck by a 2019 Dodge Ram truck driven by a 43-year-old male traveling west on State Highway 16. And we'll keep you updated as more details do get announced. Hey, while I have you, we have a couple of more tidbits of business to take care of. If you get 4 or more general admission tickets for August 9th, Scotty McCreary, 15% off awaits you if you use promo code Scotty15 at metrotix.com. Starting tomorrow at 9:20 is our first segments with Village Dispensary, where we're going through and just kind of getting our education on some of the wide selection of inventory that they have over at Village Dispensary. That comes your way too. And we're going to go ahead and get on out of here a couple of minutes early. We got some business to take care of. I'll see you live here at 9 for more of our daily show on a Friday. Brian Trust has it from here at 2 p.m. Until I talk to you tomorrow, just try your very best to stay out of jail.
Oh, yes, he did. He said he would.